So, the new four-color commanders from 2016 are still on everybody's mind, yeah? I only say that because it's only like all of them are in the top 16 most played commanders, with Atraxa and Brea being in the top 3. Commander precons are probably the easiest way to get into the format, but who wants to just pick up a commander everyone else is already using? Not you, hopefully. Therefore, I'm sharing a spicy brew with all of you that I'm tentatively calling Silas and Akiri's Scrambled Eggs, a partner duality of the artifact-loving Lieutenants of Brea that utilizes a lower curve of value artifacts recurred by Silas to control the board, while Akiri beats in for commander damage. Best parts? Aside from the ideal mana base, most of this deck is either found in the Brea Precon, in Standard, and or cheap and easy to acquire. Silas and Akiri immediately stuck out more to me than Brea because they seemed much more commandery, while Brea just felt like a really powerful bomb. Silas and Akiri also allow more diversity than the combo-oriented style that Brea encourages. But while this build does run the Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meat combo, it does not rely upon it to get wins, and if your playgroup is against combos, you can just swap out the sword instead of having to change your entire deck. So then, any deck built around Brea or her lieutenants has got to have artifacts in them, and including artifact creatures and lands, this deck has a whopping 37 of them. So before going over any of them in detail, I'm going to bring up 4 must-includes as far as I'm concerned. Soul of New Phyrexia, Leonin Abunus, Padim, Console of Innovation, and Darksteel Forge. Nothing will suck harder than getting blown out by Vandal Blast or Aura Shards, so you need the protection these cards give you. As for the artifacts themselves, let's start with the value plays, the eggs of our deck list breakfast. Expedition Map is invaluable to fetch utility and artifact lands. Nile Spellbomb gives you cycling graveyard hate, while Executioner's Capsule, Ether Spellbomb, and Dispeller's Capsule provide potent spot removal. All of these are easily recurable with Silas, or in a pinch, Hana, Ship's Navigator. So to that end, Ethereum Sculptor, Foundry Inspector, and Herald of Kaselek are all included to make all of these eggs free to cast, alongside the helpful reduction in cost many of your other plays will enjoy. Other important ramp cards include Chief Engineer, Chromatic Lantern, Commander Sphere, Felwar Stone, Unhappy Android, Vidalcan Engineer, and Soul Ring, because Soul Ring. As part of the Thopter Foundry combo, it's also important to run Ashnod's Altar and or Krark Clan Ironworks, but these are useful accelerants without the combo nonetheless. The last value artifacts included are Trading Post for recursion and other utilities, Unwinding Clock to make it easier to hold up mana outside your turn, and Larry Niven's Disc for a potentially repeatable board wipe alongside Darksteel Forge or Soul of New Phyrexia. Combine this with Unwinding Clock for maximum board hate. Both Akiri and Silas require connecting with an opponent for any real value to be had, and while First Strike and Death Touch respectively make blocking unoptimal, this deck includes a myriad of ways to ensure it's entirely out of the question. Whirler Rogue and Thassa both have activated abilities that make creatures unblockable, while Whisper Silk Cloak grants this naturally. And Laxative Warhammer's Trample Grant lets you ignore chumping altogether. Other useful equipment includes Fire Shrieker and Cranioplating for potentially OHKOs with Akiri, with the former also doubling Silas's activations, as well as Swiftfoot Boots and Lightning Greaves for the all-essential haste and untargetability. Feel free to include any of the Swords of if you want them, but generally I find them just unnecessary bling. Since Akiri and Silas will be doing most of your heavy lifting, the creature complement for this deck is pretty low and almost entirely focused upon additional value. To that end, we have the typical artifact deck mainstays of Baleful Strix for card draw, Goblin Welder for recursion, Trinket Mage and Trophy Mage for tutoring, Quicksmith Spy for card advantage, Brea herself as the most powerful artifact bomb, and I've been getting a surprising amount of value through Contraband Kingpin's Scry Trigger. There are also a few higher cost bombs included like Mir Battlesphere, Godo Bandit Warlord, and Ether Sworn Adjudicator. There are also some planeswalkers I've included, but these are among the least necessary for the purpose of the deck, and are just mentioned for their fun value. Duretti is an obvious include for the card filtering and recursion, but I'd also recommend Nahiri for card filtering and spot removal, as well as Saheeli Rai for her absolutely game-ending ultimate, or just additional value through scrying and copy making. The last action cards to go over are the Spell Package. Faithless Looting, Thirst for Knowledge, and Brainstorm all get us valuable card advantage. Diabolic Tutor and Open the Armory are run as massively cheaper options to Demonic Tutor and Steel Shaper's Gift, but feel free to include them if you have them. Fabricate will search up any artifact you need, and Muddle the Mixture is our sole counterspell that can also search up a number of vital 2-drops, including both Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry if you need a quick combo win. Phyrexian Rebirth and Cyclonic Rift are standard board wipes, while Dispatch and Unlicensed Disintegration act as general-purpose spot creature removal. Lastly, Open the Vault's Scrap Mastery and Beacon of Unrest act as the deck's reanimation spells. For the mana base, I'd recommend checking out the Professor at Tolarian Community College's 4-color mana base guide. But on that note, don't feel like you need fetches and shocks to make this package work. Since so much of this deck has no color requirement, your ability to color fix is less important than other 4-color decks, and you can get by with cheaper enter-tapped lands. But as for non-stock lands, you'll want the full complement of artifact lands in your colors, alongside Inventor's Fair for incidental tutoring, Gaia Reach Sanitarium for looting, Buried Ruin and Academy Ruins for recursion, and Opal Palace for generating +1/+1 counters on your commanders. So with all that, let me reiterate the game plan. Use your value artifacts to gain advantage through the game and control the board, while using Silas to recur them, all the while generating enough power with Akiri to kill players with commander damage, with the backup plan of Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek combo. What I like so much about this deck is your flexibility. I've gone games playing much heavier on the control side and never casting Akiri, and games with a higher aggro tilt leaving Silas in the dust. You're able to switch on a dime to whatever you need more of, aggro or control. Feel free to adjust any of this as you like. Add more removal, counters, more combos, less combo. Have fun with these under-the-radar partner commanders is all I'm asking. Anyway, that's it for this Magic the Gathering Commander Deck Tech. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been Muddle Omega, and have a great day.